Hey guys, I'm back. Welcome to my channel. I haven't posted in the last about 2 months because I was traveling for a couple of weeks. And by the time I came back, I missed about 4 or 5 episodes of the 90-Day Fiance series and the Other Way series, so I decided to, instead of continuing it, because I'd missed so much, just to come back with a new series. So with that being said, welcome to my video, and today I'm recapping 90-Day Fiance Season 7 Episode 1. So far this year, based on the 5 couples that we met, I think their TLC is going in the right direction. They seem like decent, semi-decent people, but you can tell that there's going to be drama along the way. So with that being said, let's get into the first couple. So we're first introduced to Anna and Marcel. They're both 38, and Marcel's from Turkey. So they had met in a Facebook forum for beekeepers and kind of got to know each other, and they decided to meet up. And it seems like she went there a couple times, and he proposed to her. They did the whole K1 visa, and now he's coming. What's her name again? Anna has 3 boys, ages from 6 to 15, which it seems like those boys are a little bit, too lazy. They should be helping their mom out. They're going to be living with Marcel. Or sorry, Marcel is going to be living with them. Annie, I'm going to call her Annie. No. Anna. It seems like she has a few screws loose. Just kind of the way she goes about things, and the way she'd just be talking about something really, really slowly. I'm just kind of like, oh god. She seems like a very, very nice person, but I could easily see her as being a pushover. Because I feel like she kind of just goes, okay, well, I guess so. And I don't see her putting her foot down. So she meets up with her friend to discuss Marcel coming over. And, okay, I guess maybe before I come to that part, one of the big challenges in their relationship is the language barrier. She speaks a tiny bit of Turkish and he speaks a tiny bit of English. It has become a Paul and Karini couple where Google Translate's going to be their best friend, because that's the only way they can kind of really communicate. I don't know how much conversations they were having because they can't speak to each other, and I feel like Marcel is just kind of like a, okay, yes, a type of guy. So I don't know how they're planning on working that relationship. So anywho, so Anna meets with her friend to kind of discuss him coming, and her friend brings up some logic questions, such as, hey, how are your boys gonna feel that a stranger's moving in, and this is very sudden, and she was like, oh, I never thought about that. Girl, how come you haven't thought about that situation? Don't you think about how your kids are gonna feel with you bringing in this man that they don't know from nowhere, that he's supposed to be not visiting but living in the house? It's different when you visit versus live. I don't know. It seemed like she didn't really think about it, and then she's kind of like, oh, well, I hope they get along, and he's very nice, and if they don't, we can't get married. And I'm just like, oh my god. I don't know why some of these couples do rush into this type of situation and then don't think it out. The drama in their relationship, though, is that Marcel hasn't told his family that she has, I won't say a family, but she has her kids and stuff. And he's withhold that information because he knew his parents, or I guess his family, would not like that. And then the whole, like, her drinking and stuff, like, you guys can get past that. That's, like, not a big deal. But that's it for their relationship. I don't know how much I can handle of them in the Google Translate, but I'm excited to see them. So our next couple is Michael, 42, and Giuliana, 22, from Brazil. So Michael is a well-off man. He has money, he has his kids, he has his home. He met this, I think at the time it was 20-year-old, model in Croatia on a yacht, and ever since then they've been together. I'm not gonna say that Giuliana's a gold digger because we haven't really seen her on screen yet to be like, oh, you're a gold digger, because sometimes people make it work. People, I don't know, I can't fight love. Sometimes people just make it work. So Michael has his 2 kids, and his ex-wife is in the picture, but I feel like she's going to be too involved in the picture. I think she should always be in the picture because that's a part of his life, produced 2 children, she will always be their mother, but I don't know if she needs to be hanging around and stuff. I don't think Giuliana is old enough and mature enough to get to take over a stepmother role, but to be the kids' friend would be fine. I feel like the problems that they're gonna face is with his wife and him trying to establish the boundaries around this relationship and this new girl. I don't know if the wife is bitter at this point, but they seem cordial at least. So we'll see what happens with that. Not much to say. So next we have Tanya and Sinjin. I don't know why my font says sinking. Them autocorrects. Tanya is 29 and Sinjin from South Africa. I don't know how old he is. So Tanya is an outspoken individual who stands for specific, I don't say stands for specific rights, but she's an activist. She's also a bartender. She speaks her mind. She knows what she wants. Things of that nature. And then she met some other guy who's going to South Africa and then bought her like a plane ticket, and then she went. Didn't like this guy. No shocker there. Went to a club and ended up meeting Sinjin there as he was the bartender. And then they hit it off, and then she spent 2 months there, and they've developed a relationship ever since then. And I could already tell with Tanya, she comes off as so annoying. I understand that she wants what she wants, but I feel like she's planned too much of her life where it doesn't seem like it would be fun anymore because there's like a schedule. She wants to get married, she wants to have kids. I wouldn't be surprised if she had like the specific months and dates already mapped out. And Sinjin doesn't seem like that type of person. He seems like a very carefree, happy-go-lucky person, which is fine for the time being, but not long term, not when I'm trying to be serious with somebody. But they seem like polar opposites. So she decided to save, in order to save money, to move in at her mom's house. I don't know, is there a reason why she couldn't go into the house and she's in the shed? Like, I understand the privacy reason, but that shed looks like it just has a bedroom, unless it has like a full like kitchenette and bathroom. If I have to leave that shed to come into the house, like might as well we stay in the house. Um, which makes sense, saving money. They have to pay for a wedding and this and that. Um, what I thought was, and I'm gonna skip the whole six store thing. Like, I feel like that was weird, and I felt like I shouldn't have known that much into like her sex life. I felt like she should have just like kept that to herself. She was very like vocal about it. Anywho, what was really eye-opening for me was when she met up with her sister, and like, I have a bunch of sisters. We know how each other act, we know how each other carries on, so I believe her sister when she says that you're controlling, you could potentially scare him away with your antics, and I don't know if you should get married. And then Tanya, on the other hand, was like, oh, just because you're married and you have a kid, you think you can tell me blah 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 blah, stay out of my relationship, which they act like complete sisters, but I believe her sister when she says that stuff, and that's gonna be a red flag. And I feel like them meeting each other and living with each other, they will finally get to know what it's like to really live amongst your loved one, like 24/7. And I already saw the previews with them arguing and stuff like that, so I think all their problems are gonna happen just internally because of the relationship. So depending how it is, I don't see them lasting long. But you know what? I haven't met Sinjin yet, so I can't come to that conclusion at this moment. So the next couple we have is Emily, 29, and Sasha, 32, and he's from Russia. So Emily, she seemed like she was a very lost soul, because I was just like what? When I'm hearing her story, she was saying that she pictured Russia to be this thing, and then she had this illusion of Russia, and I don't know why she didn't go to the major city in Russia, but she ended up teaching in this smaller town that was nothing like she dreamed of. She's been there for 3 years, so this is not like brand new type of thing for her. She must be used to it now. She had no family, she had no friends. It's like she had no support system to help her down there. Did she not meet up with people down there? Does she have no foreigners in her city? I don't know. But she decided to go to the gym. And when she went to the gym, she met Sasha, who is now her fiance. So they reveal, which I knew, well, obviously we all knew this before, that she's pregnant, but I didn't know she was like pregnant, like she's gonna give birth in 4 days pregnant. Okay, which is weird to kind of start her segment on like she's gonna give birth in 4 days. So here's the thing with Sasha. Sasha was married twice and has 2 kids by each wife, like one from each wife, and this would be his 3rd marriage and his 3rd kid. Sasha, maybe marriage is not for you. Like, I don't know. So far he seems like an okay guy, but to me those are some red flags. I was gonna bring up the point where like I'm like, how come I don't really see his kids, because I'm not talking to a man that's not involved in his child's life. But so they hang out with his older son, and she was saying that his ex-wife won't let him see the child except for holidays. Do you know how little holidays there are compared to just normal days? that you can't see your child unless it's a holiday, that's not good. So, because the reason that I'm like saying all this is because I was just like, so you're gonna take this man away from his kids to go live with you in America, but like, how's he gonna see his kids? But it seems like he was never really seeing his kids anyways, so I guess it's not that big of a deal. Obviously, her family and friends are scared, nervous, anxious that she's having the baby in Russia with the language barrier and things of that nature. I feel like with her living there for 3 years, she should know more Russian, because it seems like Sasha knows like a good amount of English. But I guess we'll just see them, and I guess him dealing with his ex-wives and his children, and just see kind of how it goes from there. And then anyways, last but not least, we have Robert, is 41, and Anne, I think Annie, is 30, from Dominican Republic. I believe she's from the same place that Pedro is from, so maybe that city, they have a lot of, they fall in love with lots of foreigners in that city. I think it's Santo Domenico. I don't even want to pronounce that. So you have Robert, he's talking about, this girl Annie is my girl, everything I want. You see all these pictures and all this stuff. And he's an Uber driver, so money is more tight, because his income is all over the place. He has a 5-year-old son, I think, that he takes care of full time. So he's not a weekend daddy. And so he meets this girl, and he said through a mutual friend, which I don't know how that happens, but whatever. So I'm like, okay, cool. Okay, what's the twist? The twist is they've only met in person for 8 hours. Robert. I don't know, I compare Robert to like Caesar, but the only difference is he's met the girl, so he knows she's real. Met her for 8 hours, fell in love with her, and proposed to her, and she said yes. So, he got the K1 visa, and she's coming over. She doesn't seem like she's ready to be a mom, especially to a very active little boy. And it seems like one of the problems they're gonna face, for now, is like, has to do around money. I don't know if she doesn't understand that Robert is either a Lyft or Uber driver. He doesn't make money like that. Plus, he has to take care of his son and have a house over have a house over his head. So he hasn't proposed to her with a ring, which he's supposed to do. And it seems like she's a little bit high maintenance. He likes his woman pretty, but she's high maintenance, and he can't. He's not on her level in that aspect. And you can already see it's going to be a problem, because she sends him all these angry emojis because she waited in some line for money and she didn't get it. So for her, money is going to be a big issue. And I think once she learns about like the cost of living in the States and how much money he's making, she's gonna realize that like he's not made of money. And I hope she doesn't distance herself from him, but I can understand why she would distance herself, because they've only met for 8 hours, so there's no telling whether I like you or not, type of thing. So yeah, so that's it for my recap. So that's it for my recap of 90 Day Fiance Season 7, Episode 1. So far, so good. I'm liking this season. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah. I'm just a dumb cunt, fucking sick and tired of it. Maybe I could front love, maybe I could buy a zip, maybe I get fucked up. Next time I could save some. Why it's gotta be like this? Why it's gotta be that way? Put it inside. Feel so rise up, banging on that loud.